Isn't this cup so dope? Well, if you like cups like that and cups like these, then you've come to the right place.
They say winning doesn't always mean coming first. That's why you gotta find your path and make it work. That's why the tortoise beat the hare. Slow and steady wins the race, cause you took the time to care. And your blessings will find you. I just had to remind you that it don't matter if you fall. Just pick yourself up and stand taller than before.
Hey fam, it's your girl Liz, and welcome to my channel. So let's get into it. Today we're talking about sublimation. And what exactly is sublimation? Well, sublimation is when you take a special kind of ink and you put it on a special kind of paper and you use heat to get that ink or whatever design you put within that ink onto a certain type of material. And again, it's all sublimation. So we're talking sublimation printer, sublimation paper, sublimation ink, and sublimation tumblers, as we're talking about today. I know, it sounds like a lot, but don't be confused. It's really not. I remember when I first heard about sublimation and I went down this rabbit hole and I was just like, this is too much. I'm not doing it. It sounded overwhelming. I felt intimidated by the process. I was just like, I'm not going to do it. You hear so many different things and there's so many different ways that you can do one thing that there's no one right or wrong answer. And it just felt like a lot. So today I'm going to talk about sublimation, the supplies that you need, some quick tips on how to do it, and at the end you can decide if it's for you or if it's not. All right, so first we're going to talk printers, right? They have printers that are specifically for sublimation, and those are a little more expensive. But if you are just trying this out and you're just testing this out, there's a really inexpensive way that you can do this, and that is getting an Epson Ecotank and converting it. I have the Ecotank 2800. I remember I was in Walmart and I saw it on the shelf and it was so cheap. I don't know why I thought they were so expensive, but again, that's just that rabbit hole that I went down. They were about, I want to say $300, maybe a little under, but really inexpensive. But there is a little bit of a process when not using a printer that is specifically for sublimation. Okay, so the Ecotank is a Epson printer and it is for printing, but you can convert it. Yes, I was like convert. Yes, you can convert it into a sublimation printer. So let's talk about conversion, right? Convert. I ain't converting nothing. I'm not good at math. What is conversion, right? When I first heard that, I was just like, that's too much. I'm not doing it. But literally, the process is so simple. You will go online and people will talk about converting it like it is the hardest thing in the world, and it is absolutely not. Okay, so let's talk about it. So the Epson Ecotank is a regular printer, right? And it comes with ink, not ink cartridges, but ink bottles, and you have to take those bottles and you kind of have to fill up the tanks, right? Converting this printer is literally the same thing. It will be the same thing you have to do if you were using it as a regular printer, right? So you just buy your printer and the ink that it comes with, go ahead and throw it away, right? You have no use for it. If you know somebody that needs to, give it to them. But me, I just threw it away, right? And I bought sublimation ink, right? And I researched a lot of sublimation inks, and the one I came across that I use now to this day faithfully is Hippo ink, right? Feel free to experiment with whatever kind of ink you want. Me, I'm using the Hippo ink, right? So the Hippo ink, the bottles look just like the bottles that come with the printer, right? So it's really no different, okay? The only thing is that you cannot use a regular ink and then later on down the line switch to sublimation ink, right? So it needs to be a brand new printer that you know is specifically for sublimation. So you go ahead and you get the sublimation ink and you fill it in the tanks the same way you would had you been using it as a regular printer, right? Not so intimidating at all. So converting is just literally getting sublimation ink and filling the tanks with that and never using the ink that it comes with. Okay, so let's talk about your tumbler press or mug press or cup press, whatever you want to call it. Again, remember I said earlier, as I was doing my research, there was so much information out there. I really didn't want to spend a lot of money on something that I wouldn't continue to use or it just didn't work out for me. So I got the inexpensive printer at Walmart. So I went ahead and I went on Amazon and I ordered a cheap tumbler press, right? It was about $1.50. So right now I'm at about $4.50 that I'm spending alone on materials to learn this process. And again, that doesn't include your paper, your ink, and your blanks. But anyway, I now have this tumbler press, and again, I never keep it plugged in when I'm not using it. I don't keep it on for long periods of time. The tumbler press ended up being a really good one. I still use it to this day. I love it. You know, they do have higher upscale brand ones, but right now I'm gonna stick to this, right? So I have my tumbler press. Another thing that you're gonna need is butcher paper, okay? You want to, let me say this real loud and clear for y'all, okay? You have to protect your investment, okay? We talked about the ink being on the paper and the heat transferring that ink to your cup. That has got to be some strong ink. If you do not wrap the cup in butcher paper, that ink will get on the inside of your tumbler press. And what does that mean? That means when you go to press another cup, you're gonna have random ink spots everywhere. Do not be out here freeballing your cups or your materials either on your heat press or in your cup press. Don't do it. Always use butcher paper. So now you have your printer, your paper, your ink, you have your blanks, you know, you have your heat transfer tape, you got your cute little tape dispenser, which I'm gonna show you mine later, and you wrapped your cup and you got it tight and you got your butcher paper on top, and now it's time to press, right? I know it sounds like a lot, but it's really, really not, and I'm gonna show you how easy it really is, okay? Keep it locked. So if you're liking this video, make sure you hit the like button and subscribe to my channel. So here's the demonstration. I got the cup out and I'm getting a little bit of alcohol and I'm wiping it clean. This is a very important step. Make sure you clean your cup. I'm pulling the design out of the printer and I'm going to go ahead and trim it and make sure that it fits the size of my cup. Sometimes you got to do a little trimming. So that's pretty good. I like how that fits. I'm going to go ahead and start taping it with my very cool dispenser that I talked about earlier. This thing makes it so that way you don't have to cut tape. It literally does it for you. I love this thing. Best part of the process, 10 out of 10. So I've wrapped it. It looks pretty good. And of course, we can't forget to get some butcher paper. And again, tape it one more time because what? Say it with me. You have to protect your investment. So I got my heat gloves on and I'm pressing at about 365 for 75 seconds, rotating the cup and then getting a little extra heat on those ends just to make sure everything is pressed evenly. This is a real simple design I'm pressing for a nonprofit organization that I'm doing some work for. And now it's time to see how it came out. I am taking off the butcher paper and I'm taking off the sublimation paper, and this thing came out perfect. Great colors, excellent work. So yeah, that was a little demonstration, you know, and I hope you enjoyed it. And I really hope that you get the courage to really start your sublimation business, okay? It really helped me at a time where I lost my job and I just needed some extra income until I figured out what I was gonna do next. And let me tell ya, during the holiday seasons, birthday, Christmas, all of those things, those cups come in handy. Mother's Day, Father's Day. It is a good skill to have in your small business journey or just as a crafter. I'm a crafter and I just love doing tumblers. And not to mention, my son thinks he could get a new tumbler every week. And he's always like, Mom, can you make one for my friends? So yeah, teacher gifts, birthday, I said birthdays, but birthdays, all of that type of stuff. So definitely don't be afraid to start this journey. It's really not a lot. It's really just about getting the materials, learning your times and temps. And honestly, I remember thinking I cannot do this, and now I can do it with my eyes closed. All right, so please take the risk. It's totally worth it. Happy sublimating, and thank you for watching this video, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Okay, see ya soon.